This is the Rise of the Beasts Optimus Prime. More specifically, this is Voyager class Rise of the Beasts Optimus Prime. Even more specifically, this is the Studio Series re-release of Buzzworthy Bumblebee Voyager class Optimus Prime, and yeah, I'm actually quite happy we're talking about this guy today. I love this mold. I hate the movie, I detest it, because I just don't like it. I don't know why, don't get into specifics, man. This movie is not my favorite, I don't hate it. I just wanted to play up the drama element of it. Mostly because I am an enjoyer of the Bayverse Transformers movies, and I know that's not a common opinion. Well, it is nowadays, because everyone's like, oh, well, now everybody that was old enough to enjoy that movie back in the day is now old enough to look back and appreciate it. Same thing happened with the Star Wars prequel trilogy, but I digress. This design is freaking awesome, and I love it. As a 6.5-inch figure, it's perfectly sized for an Optimus Prime. Some will argue it needs to be bigger, but honestly, I don't think so. Standing him next to the Deluxe class Transformers 1 Optimus Prime shows you what I mean. I freaking love the scale of this thing, and I don't think I'm ever gonna dislike it. So 6.5 inches seems reasonable to me. Also, just to further point out why I think scale isn't an issue in my personal opinion, here is the Deluxe class, I don't know what you call it, the Deluxe class Legacy United G1 Optimus. And yeah, this thing is like a freaking toddler to him, so yeah, size not really an issue for me. Anyway, moving on. I would show you the box, but I lost the box, and let me show you a little bit of behind the scenes. So, the boxes for my Transformers figures will either end up in one of three places. Sometimes they'll end up down here. Yeah, it's a freaking mess down here. They'll either end up down here, don't mind my trash can, it's full, I'm about to take it out, but I wanted to record a video first. They'll either end up down here or in my closet, or they'll end up out in my garage, and honestly I'm not gonna go take a look out there or dig through my closet. So yeah, you're just gonna have to take my word for it when I say this is the Studio Series re-release of Buzzworthy Bumblebee's Voyager class Rise of the Beasts Optimus Prime. Holy heck, that was a mouthful. Anyway, let's move on to paint. So, as you can see, the primary colors that you see on every single Optimus Prime freaking ever, you know, the navy blue pants, well, navy blue and gray pants, mixed with the gray and the reds. It's just all here, and it looks chef's kiss beautiful. I look insane. Look at my crap setup, man. It looks nuts over here. My camera hanging up right here. My first light on a bendy wire. I love bendy wires. And then I got this ring light here so I can look extra freaking crazy. Oh, anyway. Yeah, the colors on this guy are freaking amazing, and I absolutely love it. The reds look, and the blues are the perfect navy blue. Like, not quite navy blue, but it looks amazing. It's almost like denim jeans blue, you know what I mean? If that makes sense. And then the silvers, hold on, I'm fuffing about trying to get these back into what they were before. The silvers interlaced here are absolutely gorgeous, and it's not too metallic, but it's not dull at all, and I absolutely love it. I do wish the kneecaps were painted to better represent what was shown in the movie. You know, it is what it is. If you're gonna add extra detail there, you might as well add extra detail to these side kneecap. You know, it's almost like he's wearing cargo pants or something. The silver on the wheels looks beautiful, as does other things we'll cover in a little bit. These yellows here, I don't recall them being there, honestly, but who freaking knows? And it is a bit questionable that the abdomen here would be silver, but not this. I will say that. I mean, it doesn't bug me too terribly much. The dull grays don't really bother me as much as they could, but I do wish they were done up to kind of match the mood that they were going for with the surrounding bits. And honestly, that's all I could really ask for, but it is a children's toy. And apparently a children's toy for $30 at retail price. So, what are you gonna do, man? And as previously mentioned, he is pretty freaking tall. How tall is he? Let me get something that some of my audience can actually get. Here he is with my Hiya Toys Godzilla, pre-evolved, and here he is with the SH Monster, it's evolved. And honestly, the description says 6.5 inches, but he might actually be closer to to the Hiya Toys scale, honestly. Because I think this is also supposed to be 6.5 as well. In all honesty, the actual scale doesn't matter. Anyway, these Autobot logos are painted up beautifully, and I cannot complain one bit about them. There we go. I got actual focus in the silvers on the, oh, what are those called? I don't know. I don't know my truck anatomy, and I'm surprised the windshield wipers are actually painted up instead of just being molds into the plastic and sitting there lifelessly. The front of the truck looks the front of the body looks absolutely beautiful when it comes to the paint, as does the face, man. The paint on the head is absurdly nice, and I really enjoy the paint going on inside the eyes. If I can get the camera to show that, the eyes are actually painted a lighter blue, and it is beautiful. I think it looks incredibly nice, and the silvers look nice as well. Let's take a look at the back. So the back is mostly the same red and blue that we've been seeing all over, with some blacks here. That's for windows whenever, you know, you get into the truck mode, and that's fine. Yeah, the back isn't exactly story of the year, so hey, let's move on to detail. Now, detail is a fascinating thing to talk about when it comes to talking about Rise of the Beasts Optimus Prime, especially this figure right here, because one thing I actually really enjoy about this figure is the fact that there's actually a little Easter egg you can spot with, you know, this figure being so accurate. And spoiler alert for a future figure, but take a look at the feet, the way the feet are shaped and designed. And this is actually carried over from the Bumblebee movie with the design of Optimus Prime's feet there. Alright, that's done up. Now, yeah. Optimus Prime and Soundwave, or Shockwave rather, my bad, a big fan I guess. Optimus Prime and Shockwave, there I go, almost saying Soundwave again. I must really want a Soundwave figure. They share the same feet, and that's not on accident. Soundwave here, a little bit of movie and modeling history for the Bumblebee movie. Soundwave, son of a Soundwave, man, I can't stop saying Soundwave. Shockwave here was made of. He's a weird Frankenstein's creation. He's made with the parts of a bunch of different bots just to save on, you know, building times. And again, it's really obvious when you compare his feet with Optimus Prime's feet. And because this Optimus Prime is just a re-updated model, or whatever you want to say, version of the Bumblebee movie's Optimus Prime, it's really cool to see that still exists. And I don't know if that's on purpose, but if it is, I really enjoy that. Anyway, let's move on looking at some other things. And before I move on, actually, I want to say I feel like it is potentially on purpose, because if you've noticed, the Bumblebee movie's Optimus Prime is ever so slightly, well, not ever so slightly, it is noticeably different from this version's Optimus. And I guess they wanted to make it look like it's not the exact same character that was in the beginning on the Cybertron war scene, if that makes any sense. Let's move on with the rest of the detail. As you can see, I think these are supposed to be lights for the back of the truck, and we'll get into the back of the truck later. That is my biggest gripe with this thing, that and this connector peg here that seems to, yeah, just get in the way of itself. Anyway. Mechanical detail everywhere, it looks pretty great. He is pretty movie accurate as far as I can tell. The front looks great, the kibble is nice and acceptable. And the management for the back kibble is also pretty great as long as you're looking at it straight on from the back. Even the side profile shot isn't super awful either, so honestly, I can't complain. Everything about this looks beautifully done, and I don't hate it. However, what I will mention is these smokestacks. I wish they were just a hair thinner and shorter. I feel like they're almost too tall to the point to where they just really stick out. And honestly, it's not the end of the world that they're like that. I don't know if I mentioned, paint gets a gold star, by the way. Anyway, these stacks, I wish they were just a hair shorter. I feel like they're not that tall in the movie. If they are, oh well, I'm wrong. I'll live, but I feel like they need to be just ever so slightly shorter. But that's just me, man. I honestly don't know. Let me know if I'm wrong in the comments below. Detail gets a gold star because all the detail that is here is absolutely beautiful and really fun to look at. And he also comes with his little blaster thingy and his sword. The sword is pretty cool. I will not deny that. And here's the blaster piece. Huzzah! Let's move on to articulation. So he's got a ball joint here at his head, and it gives him a pretty solid range of movement. There we go. You can look up that far, which is a nice stoic look up, and look down, not at all. Pretty in line with, Transformers figures, and his head can of course go in a full 360. His arms can rotate full 360, move up that far, and then if you move that out of the way, not that much further. I just wanted to put you guys in a little bit of suspense there. There are these shoulder pads that if you, or not shoulder pads, there are these joints here that if you move this out of the way, you can actually move these back and get like some coming back punches or whatever, and then just move that up like so. I mean, it looks terrible from pretty much almost every angle except for the desired viewing angle, which is the front. So I guess it doesn't make too much of a difference. I do wish the arms could move a little bit better, but honestly, it's not much of a deal breaker, and I do like the way they handled it for the most part anyway, so honestly, not terrible. Bicep swivel, because yes, every Transformer should have a bicep swivel. I'm looking specifically at Shockwave as I say this. I love this figure to death, but the lack of bicep swivel absolutely kills this figure. Anyway, moving on, we've got a double bend elbow, so the elbow can bend that deep, and yeah, honestly, I really appreciate that. Got a bit of a wrist up and down action, as well as a swivel at the wrist. You can fully rotate the hips, the waist swivel. That's what I'm trying to say. Holy heck, Jobby would be disappointed in me. So yeah, full waist swivel here. An ab crunch, a really good ab crunch. That is more for the transformation sequence, which honestly, who freaking cares? If it works in your poses, let it fly, man. Do the ab crunch if you need to. Who's gonna care? All right, finally onto these legs. They're kind of fascinating in a way, in that most legs will have their, you can move the skirt up for a better, that. But anyway, now that that's out of the way, I can finally talk about this. Most figures will have their main point of hip articulation at the base point of the leg. However, Optimus does not. His base point is more toward the front, so you get a damn good kick for some reason. I don't know why they made that compromise to give Optimus Prime the best kick you've ever seen in a figure, but my lord, I mean, he can't move his leg back at all because of it. That's a damn good high kick, and I cannot hate it. And honestly, most Transformers can't move their legs back anyway. Some can, like Shockwave here. He can move his leg fully back and fully forward as well. But being able to get the highest kick ever out of Optimus Prime is such a nice surprise, and I absolutely love to see it on a Studio Series figure. Mostly that's reserved for third-party figures or masterpiece figures, and yeah, I'm just really happy to see that be a thing here in a Studio Series figure. Moving on to the rest of the legs, you get a thigh swivel, which goes like that until you move this up out of the way, and then you get a better thigh swivel as long as the leg is, you know, up more. Otherwise it just catches on with the crotch plate area. And then you get a bent knee bend about like that. Let's go ahead and set the focus a little deeper out. A knee bend like that, which is not too bad. No swivel at the knee. Okay. And then the foot can go up like that, back like that, pivot out like that, and then deepest in pivot ever. And it is appreciated. Articulation getting a gold star. Not sure if I said it. Detail also a gold star. It's freaking beautiful. Moving on to the transformation. And there we have the truck mode. I absolutely love the way this thing looks for the most part. I forgot to flip these down. You're supposed to flip these down as well. Just pretend I did that in the transformation sequence. So it looks like that. Anywho, the truck mode looks freaking fantastic, honestly, and I really like it. I like their attempt at doing the old flat front truck. I don't remember what they're called. They're not Mack trucks, are they? They might be Mack trucks. I don't remember. I'm just going off of what I remember from the Cars movie. I ain't no Mack, I'm a Peterbilt. There you go. Anyway, I'm just looking stupid in front of everybody now. Yeah, this truck mode looks absolutely beautiful. It's a freaking Freightliner, by the way. I'm saying very confidently to look stupid. And, yeah, truck beds almost never look correct on first-party Transformer figures, unless you're talking about the truck mode for this guy, which let's go ahead and do a quick transformation for. 2 transformations for different characters in one video. Ooh, somebody's spoiled. Anyway, let's go ahead and do this guy, because it takes 0 time at all, and I absolutely love transforming this guy, so any excuse I get to do it is fine with me. And honestly, I'm just talking at this point to run out the clock. Because, yeah, like, I already said it takes no time at all, so if I stop talking, that means it probably took some time. And that is no bueno. Holy crap, I did that backwards in my haste. But, you know, forget about it because everything is all rectified now. Yeah. To my knowledge, this is the only perfect truck mode that perfected the back. It perfected the bed of the truck, and honestly, I really enjoy that. I wish the back were painted up a little better, but hey, it's better than this. Whatever the heck was going on here, like this is a hot mess compared to this. And I will happily take this kind of truck bed over this any day, even though I know some semi trucks do have like hollow bits in like the bed itself, but this doesn't look anywhere near how it should. This is closer to how it should look. Anyway, that transformation gets a gold star. Now comes the time when I talk about personal enjoyment. I adore this thing. I think it's freaking neat. It's also my favorite, my current... Damn, dude, I'm just hitting everything. This is my current favorite Optimus Prime. Until I get a certain Optimus Prime that comes in a multi-pack that is an Amazon exclusive that we're going to talk about later. Ooh, I can't wait to talk about that one because that's my favorite iteration of Optimus right there. And it actually looks freaking good. Anyway, I digress. This guy is my current favorite, and so I need to talk about this guy. Ignoring this, I could accept this if it weren't for the knees and the shins folding in up to the back to almost look like some kind of after shadow or whatever. If it were just this, I'd be like, yeah, okay, and move on with my day. Unfortunately, it's not just that, so I have to complain about this because what the freak was going on here? Why are the shins and knees at the cab? Also, there's the blacks for the windows, by the way. The bottom of the truck actually looks okay. It's not the worst I've ever seen. Like, I don't think it's ever gonna beat this because this is simple, smooth, blocky, and yeah, weird hinges aside, you're not gonna be able to tell this is a Transformer unless you know exactly what you're looking for. I don't think anything's gonna beat that. But this is acceptable too. It looks fine enough from the bottom. I'm hard pressed to hate this thing. I really like it. And again, the smokestacks are pretty freaking tall. And I feel like they should be a little shorter, but at the same time, it shouldn't be quite like, maybe it should be closer to what this one has. I don't know, I'm just glazing this thing hard. I really like this Optimus Prime. I know everybody else hates it, but oh man, I love this little guy. Anyway, ooh. Yeah, transformation is a gold star. Personal enjoyment is also a gold star. I love transforming this thing. I love posing it. I like playing with it, and I just like looking at them. And even though I don't like Rise of the Beasts that much as a movie, I think they absolutely killed the Optimus design. And it doesn't surpass my favorite Optimus design. That still goes to the Bayverse Optimus from 07 to Dark of the Moon, because that design is just... I will never stop loving that design, but this comes to a close second. It did a really good job of doing what it set out to do. I like the truck grill here. I just absolutely love the majority of this. Shins can go away. If the shins weren't there, I'd be happy. I'd be totally satisfied with it, because like even on the back, okay. Even if they were to just take out these parts that are like just right here, I'd be happy with it, because you can see there's like truck detail back there, and that looks freaking nice. You can't even see the tail lights at all, but yeah, you see some ambient lights up there for like the running lights and such. And I think that looks all right. I don't hate it. I don't hate it at all. I do like that it is considerably larger than my previous favorite. And yes, I do say previous favorite, because this thing did become my favorite. Overall rating is a gold star. Get this thing if you can find them. Retail price being $35. It's not the worst. It could stand to be cheaper. $25 seems more suitable, but you know, the freaking economic hellhole we're in right now just makes it impossible to actively enjoy anything, enjoy buying anything, so, you know, it is what it is. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this review, and if you did, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.